Let's move on to the next step, which is UV unwrapping. We must UV unwrap before we texture our model. We only UV unwrap the low poly model. So let's turn off the visibility of the high poly model and make sure the low poly is the only thing we're seeing, right? There's the low poly. Next, go to the workspace up here, change it to UV editing. Then once this is up, make sure yours looks like mine. Then let's go to Windows and Outliner to dock the outliner on the left. Let's open up this sword group and we're going to go through this and UV unwrap each piece. It's not hyper important in this video um, that you understand what UVs are or that you're an expert with UVs. We're just going to do a quick and loose UV unwrap so that we can texture. Please see the UV lessons that go in depth on UVs on my channel. Let me know if you have questions. All right, let's start with the blade. I'm going to select the blade, rotate the camera so it's at a 3/4 angle like this. I'm going to hit Control 1 and I'm going to delete these faces, which I forgot to delete, but it's fine that we can delete them now. And then over here is the UV editor space. I can zoom in and out. I can hold Alt, middle mouse click to pan, and then I can also use like F. I can right click and hold to get to the different UV component modes. So UV shell is what I'll be going to quite a lot. And on the right hand side, our UV toolkit has all the tools that we're going to use for our UVs. I forgot to mention, make sure that this is selected, this is turned on, and this is on, and keep everything else off up here for now. All right, so I'll be using a lot of shortcuts for this, but I will show you where things are. So what we want to do is, again, go to a 3/4 view of the blade, open up this create, and choose camera based. Make sure we're in object mode, then select it and choose camera based. There it is. Next, let's go to edge mode, and either in here or here, let's go ahead and select let's select the edges that wrap around the outside, right? So all of those that go all the way around. And then over here, we're going to cut. So you can either go to cut and sew and click on cut. I always hold shift, right click, and cut like this. So when I cut, you'll see me doing it this way. Shift, right click, cut. I'm also using shift, right click to do some other things in here. So just remember the marking menu I'm using, hold shift first, the right click, cut. But you can find it in here too. Then right click and hold, go to UV shell, select this shell, hit W to go to your move tool and move it over. Now select both and you're going to unfold them. You can either open up this unfold and click unfold, or you can hold shift, right click and go unfold, unfold like that. Then go to go to this arrange and layout and click on orient shells. Let's select this shell and make sure it's facing the same direction. So I'll close arrange and layout. It's good to close these when you're done because it clogs up pretty fast. I'll open up transform and right here where it says rotate, I'll rotate it 90 degrees. Great, this is done. So I'm just going to select those shells and move them off to the side for now. Next, let's do the collar. I'll hit Control 1 over here twice and then F, rotate this to a 3/4 angle like so. And then we'll go to create, camera base. Let's select, go to edge mode. And we're going to select all these edges here on the top and cut them. Take the shell off, then we'll cut this edge, shift right click, cut, UV shell, unfold, unfold. Then select both. We're just going to be doing the same thing over and over for a little bit. You'll hopefully get the sense of the workflow. Then move it to the side. All right, that one's done. Let's go to the handle. So Control 1, F, same thing. Rotate to a 3/4 angle. Then we will close this. Go to camera base. This is what we get. Let's go to edge mode. and double click on this edge, cut. And what we're going to do now is go through and hold shift. I'm going to hit Q here just to go to my selection tool. And I'm going to select the edge loops that wrap all the way around each one of the wraps. So I'm going to hold shift and double click. Remember that, let's say I accidentally click on this. I don't have to start over. I can just press Z to undo and then continue. So I'm just holding shift and double clicking here. Then we'll cut all those. Then I'm going to go to over here, right click and hold UV shell, and I'm going to select the sides. So click once, hold shift, and just remember I'm just clicking, I'm not clicking and dragging because I don't want to accidentally select through the mesh. Now that I have all those shells, I'll come over here, hit W and pull them off. Then for these, I'll select these shells and unfold them. And orient and move them to the side. These ones, I'm going to hit Control 1 twice over here so I can just see this. And let's see, Control 1. Okay, so I'm going to rotate to the side where it's narrow like this. Go to Edge Mode, and I'm just going to click once on to select these edges that run on the backside like this. Whenever we're cutting, we want to cut edges where we think the player won't see, or whoever is looking at the model won't see. That way we avoid seams being shown. So over here, I can cut these. Then I'll take all these shells and unfold them and orient them. And I want these to be all the same orientation as these. So I'll go to transform and rotate them. That's good. Let's move these to the side. So that piece is done. Let's do the guard. Control 1, F to focus. 3/4 view. Let's close these messy windows. Then open up Create Camera Base. Let's go to Edge Mode, and I'm going to select. Let's see. I'm going to double click on this edge to get that whole loop. Then I'll hold Shift and select these and deselect this one like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Deselect this one. Then cut. Now I have these two shells and unfold. And same thing, orient and move to the side for now. All right. I'll do this wrap collar thing. This one, camera base, double click on this edge, cut it, grab this shell, unfold it, and orient it. This one, take this edge, cut it, unfold it, orient, move it. And lastly, we have the pommel. So Control 1 again, camera base. Let's cut it here and here. Here. So, whoops. Okay, do that again. Double click on this edge to grab the entire loop. Hold Shift and double click on this one. Over here, cut. Now I should have 3 shells. There's 1, 2, and 3. These 2 I can just unfold. This one needs to be cut one more time. So let's go to the bottom, and it looks like it's this edge. If I'm in the UV, I can double click over here. Oops, it's this one. That one. Yeah, but if I double click over here, it's going to select all of the edges. And really, I just want these edges. So we don't want to cut anything else. We just want those. Cut, unfold, orient. Great. All our UVs have been unfolded, but they're not arranged correctly and there are other problems. Let's go ahead and select one of the blades. Go to transform, click on get for the texel density. It's a good idea to save your work, especially if your computer is having a hard time with UVs. Save it before you do this. But once you get this value here, then you can change everything else. So you can select all the shells and hit set, and it will change the scale of everything to be proportionate to each other. This makes sure this ensures that we have even texel density, like an even level of detail across the entire texture. Okay, make sure all the UV shells are selected. They all need to fit in this one-to-one space without touching each other or the border. We're going to use, just because this is a beginner tutorial, we're going to use an automatic layout and to make some minor tweaks. I'm going to hold shift and open up this arrange and layout and click on layout. Change your settings to be like mine. So unfold 3D, 2048, this top radio pack together. Check both of these boxes. This should be 90, 360, 2048. You'll probably have to change this 10 and 20. Distribute, full square, uniform, and then hit, make sure they're all selected and then hit apply. And it'll take a minute. You can see it's working down here and it's laid them all out. Let's take a look. So we have some wasted space up here, but otherwise it's not too bad. I don't like that some of these are facing other directions. We want them to face all the same direction. So it looks like most of them are facing this way, like there's a valley. So I'm going to take these and move them up. You might have a different result than mine depending on, how closely you followed along, and that's okay. But I'm going to take these shells, go to transform and rotate so they're facing the same direction, and I'll rotate this one and I'll rotate this one as well, and make sure they're not touching or overlapping each other. And I want all of these to be similarly rotated so they're kind of facing the same, like at the same angle. So we have wasted UV space in here, which is not ideal. If you have the time, you could go ahead and like arrange this by hand a little bit better to take more advantage. You could also consider scaling up shells that make up like the guard or the pommel. The pommel would be a good one to do just so you can get more of a fancier design on it when you texture. But I'm going to leave mine like, I'm just going to put these kind of together. We're almost done here. All right, that's pretty good. I like having all my stuff kind of arranged in the same area, just so when I'm texturing, it's easy for me to find things. Pommel, 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 guard. What is this? This is part of that, which is also this. Let's move this up here next to that. This one can stay right there. On this shell, if you have this shell and it's slightly bowed like this, let's go ahead and go to unfold and straighten UVs, only if it's slightly bowed. There, straighten. And great, this looks good. I can go back to, so if I click on the entire sword, make sure all UVs are here, none of them are hanging out. But at this point, let's go back to general. Let's delete our history again, edit, delete all by type, history, and save it. Save scene as. Let's name it 8, and I'm also going to say sword underscore UVs underscore V08. Perfect. Great. In the next video, we will export and bake. Thanks.